Hey y'all, welcome back to Chatting with Coach Amy. Today I'm with sweet Bonnie. I love her. Oh, so excited to be with Bonnie today. She has been a group client for a while and has seen a tremendous, golly, just I don't know what the word is. There's not a good enough word, like transformation. There we go. Like a tremendous transformation. That's what we're going to say. So introduce yourself to us, Bonnie.
Hi, I'm Bonnie. I don't know, I'm 61 years old.
Mm-hmm.
I live in Alpha, New Jersey. I started Trim Healthy Mama on October 4th, 2021. Seriously. Before that, I dabbled in like 2020. My friend brought it into work and I was like, I don't know. It seemed like too much food that you could eat and lose weight.
Yeah.
I kind of
Too good to
dabbled.
be true.
Yeah, exactly. Because I was always used to not being able to do that, especially fat stuff, like stuff with fat in it. So I decided I made her a lot of food. I'd cook, bake, everything, bring it in. I'd eat a little bit of it and then give it all to her. So she did quite well for a while. And then I just decided last October, I need to do something.
Mm-hmm.
I was on vacation in May. I'll just go back a second. I was on vacation back in May and I met a guy that was retired and I was probably at my heaviest I've been in a while. I had retired in April. So I just was heavy and I felt really horrible going to the beach being that heavy. But anyway, so I met somebody there and he told me they had just retired. And I said, like a year or so ago. And I said, really? He goes, yeah. And you know what my job is now? I work on myself. My job, I get up in the morning and I take care of me. I make sure I work out. I make sure I'm healthy. And I was like, interesting. So the more I thought about it, it's like, okay, Bon, it's time. You need to start taking care of yourself now. So I started getting up in the morning. And then October 4th, I decided, okay, let's just do this and see if we can do it. So I started to do my cooking. I started to just do it and it just was amazing. It just like all of a sudden weight is coming off and then I'd stall a little bit and then a few days later or whatever it'd be another pound. So it's like, okay, keep going, start to feel better, clothes fitting better. I think the shrinking is what really helps, is when you feel healthier and you start to shrink. And so then you keep going and then you see weight coming off of you. Clothes fit so much better. So I just love the way it made me feel. And I mean, I got through like Halloween and then even Christmas, I made my stuff. I made cookies and I made candy and everything for people to try. And
THM?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. I mean, I made my own that I always made because some people wanted them.
Sure.
And then I made Trim Healthy Mama and I had a lot of people really liking it. My mom, who's 90 now, she comes over and I make her meals and she's like, gets so excited over some of the meals. She loves them. So yeah, so that's basically, and I've started October and I think, I'm not real positive exactly when I got to my goal weight, but I knew it was like April that I finally had lost 35 pounds and it was back down to my 4.6s. So that's where I wanted to be.
Yeah. Incredible. I love it. It's just awesome. This is awesome. So I want to go back because one of your before pictures, and we follow each other on Instagram, and I saw that picture of you from high school, maybe.
Yes.
And I was like, that is Bonnie? What?
That was my senior year graduation picture.
Wow.
And the only thing I see in it when I look at it, I mean, I look totally different, but all I see is my arm because my arm was so big. And that's what, like, you could just see it in the picture, but that's what was so big. I run into people now for the past year or whatever. Well, plus I went blonde because I went so gray. So, and my hair was always curly and now I straighten it. So, but I run into people and because of them always knowing me as being heavy, when I see them, I'll go up to them and I'll go, hi, remember me? And they'll go, look at me. And I'm like, Bonnie Thatcher. And they're like, oh my gosh, I would have never known that was you. So Yeah, it makes me feel good. And my baby just got married. My youngest, 31,
Oh,
just got married this past August. And people I saw there that I hadn't seen in a while said, you're aging opposite. My son's friends were going, you're getting younger instead of older. And I'm like,
oh,
thanks.
yeah.
It was good.
I get that too. It's pretty funny with my girls. We're shopping. They're like, she's your mom. It's quite funny. I think it annoys them a little bit, but more,
Oh,
I think it does make them happy for me. But I think when it happens a lot in one little, time, I think it
yeah.
does start to get on their
Well, my
nerves.
daughter's 45 and everybody always thinks we're sisters. And that
Yeah.
really, she's like, do they think I'm old? And I'm like, no, they just think I look young. That's all.
That's
It
right.
has
That's
nothing
right.
to do with you. You look your age, and I just look a little younger. That's like
Right.
I'm like a older sister.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
yeah.
It's okay. It's okay. So you have the two kids?
I have three. I
Three.
have
Okay.
Mandy's 45, Johnny's 41, and Kevin was my pleasant surprise at 31, and he's
Oh,
31. He was my pleasant surprise.
oh, wow. That's fun. That's fun. And are you retired now?
Yes, I retired. It's a year and a half now.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Very good. Very
I
good.
take care of my mom most of she's 90. So, between her shopping and doctors and everything else. So, I basically take care of her.
Yeah. Yeah. Do y'all live close to each other?
Yeah, I'm probably like 10 minutes or so.
Okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Depending
Okay.
if how many lights I catch on the way.
Yeah. My mom and dad are in my backyard. You
Yeah.
probably know that, but
Yeah. That's cool.
it's quite funny. Quite funny. So when did you start Buds? Do you remember?
I don't remember. I know I think it was definitely before October. Because I was having you and then I started with pictures of my meals. Then I kind of got away from it a little bit. Then I started with my pictures with my meals again. So, but then in October I got, serious, but I'm not real sure exact date though.
That's okay. I'll look it up. Yeah. And are you doing blooms right now?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Very good. What do you think about the change from Facebook to Mighty Networks? And you can totally be honest if you don't like it, because there are some people that don't like it.
No, I don't mind it. I like it. It's fine. It doesn't really make that much of a difference because once I could turn off the notifications of an email, then
Right.
I was fine. But getting
Right.
all them emails, I'm like, how do I have so many emails? And then it's all
Yeah.
because of that, people
Right.
commenting. So once I could
Right.
turn that off, it's fine. It makes no
Yeah.
difference to me.
So many settings that can be changed for sure.
Yeah.
Good. Well, thanks for telling me.
Yeah.
I had one tell me, she said, if you ever get off of Mighty Networks and do Facebook group coaching again, I'll do it. And I'm like, well, I'm not.
Yeah. No,
I'm not.
Yeah.
I'm good. So that's okay though. Everybody, I've learned this, and I'm sure you have too. And this is across the board in my life. I'm not everybody's cup of tea.
No, very true.
And that is okay.
Yeah. You
It
can't
is
please everybody.
You cannot, and that's okay. And everybody can have their own, preference, and it's fine. It is fine. All right. So tell us what your progress was from October last year. So you're almost at a year of being serious,
Yeah.
right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So tell us your progress from then to now.
Well, progress. Well, besides losing the weight and getting back down to goal, I mean, I started October and I got through the holidays, which really was a thrill to me to be able to get through and stay. I stayed on plan doing crossovers during holidays. I didn't like stress myself out to like, okay, this is an email, this is an S meal. During that period, that day when I had my company and everything, I made my food, but it was definitely crossing over, which was fine. I didn't mind. I didn't like feel any different. It was fine. So then as it just felt like in no time at all, I got down. It's like I just was so happy with the progress of how it just like every week there was a change, whether it was how something felt or a pound or two. See, I'm aware, which I know you shouldn't be aware. I know.
I know it's okay. Remember, you do you.
And I've tried over the years to not do it, but I always go back to that because that was one of my weight loss programs that I was with. So, And at that time, when I started in October, I got myself this new scale, which I think is really cool, but it actually has a app to my phone.
Yeah. What is
So
it, a fit track or is it a different kind?
I think it's a different kind. What is it?
Okay.
It's right here. I don't know. I can't see it. But so it has the app to my phone. So just getting on my scale made a difference. But when I actually could visually see it on my phone,
Yeah. Yeah.
and watch it go down on my phone, it just made such a difference. And then it has like your body fat, it has
Yes.
all of that on there, which
Yeah.
really made a difference. And I didn't want to mess that up because then I would see on my track it would go up, even though it did a couple of times, like a pound or two, and then back down, which is normal in a person.
I agree.
So it didn't take me that long to get. So around April, I got to goal. This is the first year when I go on vacation every May.
Yeah.
So this is the first year that I've gone on vacation in May that I did not starve myself before I went on vacation.
Oh,
And I did not gain weight while I was on vacation.
good job.
I know, not even a pound, which amazed me. Usually I gain 10 pounds while I'm
Wow.
away because I
Wow.
start before I go. So then I go and it's like a free for all. So then, and while I was on vacation, we go out to eat all the time and everything. We have a bunch of friends because we go every year at the same time. So we would go out and like I'd pick my food in that and they'd be like, you can eat that. And I'd be like, yeah, so you can't eat that. I said, well, I could eat that if I want. It's my choice whether I want to eat something or whether I don't want to eat something.
That's right. Yeah.
With this, I can choose. If I want to go off plan, I can choose to, but I don't have to because there's so much more you can choose that you don't have to, which amazed me. I was so happy that I didn't come back depressed, that here's that 10 pounds back on again. So I came back in my same clothes, not being tight, having a good time all summer long. I was able to just stay where I am all summer, without a problem, which
Incredible.
has never happened before. So, and I owe it all to Trim Healthy Mama, just like the different foods and the different, like I can eat fat if I want to eat fat. If I want to eat sweet, I can. I just, don't use regular sugar. It's amazing to me that I can, and like a huge salad, which before I would think like, oh, I can't do all that, but yeah, you can, and that I like a big salad because it takes me forever to eat.
Yes.
I feel like I'm like really eating, but yeah. So from that, and then coming back, and then I had my son's wedding in August, which I didn't have to prep for, try to lose weight, try to, like look good.
Right.
I didn't have to. It was all a part of a plan. And like this weekend, I'm going to a friend's in Rhode Island. And it's like, I said to John, I was like, I don't have to like starve for a few days to try to look a little skinnier to go up there and see friends. I'm who I am and I don't have to worry about it anymore. That's the biggest thing is I don't have to worry about it. I can be this person, eat what I want to eat and stay this person. Like my daughter, who's 45, she saw my progress and she said to me, like, what are you doing a while back? So she finally, she's had some health issues. So I gave her the starter book. I have 3 starter books, Trim Healthy Mama starter books.
Yeah.
So anybody who asks me, I go, read it. And then if you really want to know more, I'll help you out. Like that's not a problem. So I gave her a starter book. She's down like 20 pounds and she's loving everything about it, like, so that makes me happy, that she's enjoying it. I never pushed anything of mine on any of my children.
Right.
I will say though, I wish, this is one thing I did want to say for all you young moms out there.
Yeah.
I wish myself that I would have raised my children, my daughter especially, more of loving who she was inside and the person more than, not saying that I worried about her outer side, but I was always conscious about that. So I'm sure she saw that in me because I saw it in my mom. So I don't do that. Like, teach them who their heart is and make them confident of the person they are,
Yeah.
because that's like the biggest thing. It's like, I have that now, but it took me a long time to get on my own. So, you know, I see people who are that confident in themselves, and it amazes me that they like truly love the person that they are.
Yeah.
And, you know, that means a lot. So I really feel like if you can do that with your little kids, please do it. To make them happy with who they are.
Great
So,
advice. That's good. That's good. For somebody who said they didn't want to talk about themselves, you've done a pretty good job. He was like, I really don't know about this.
yeah, no, I didn't. But yeah, so, you know, I'm very
It's
happy with
encouraging
doing
though.
everything,
Yes, you are.
you know.
And you are also a very confident woman, and that means a lot to me. Because you don't see that. If so many they shy away, or they don't want to, I don't know, talk about this kind of stuff. So I'm really thankful that you were open to do this. So with your being retired, is you and your husband in your home?
Yes.
With your mom? Okay.
Yes.
So what does it look like day in, day out? Like, do you prep on the weekends? Are you just fly by the seat of your pants? How does that look for you?
I prep sometimes, like knowing I'm going away, I made lasagna, the lazy lasagna. So I made a couple trays of that to take with me, and to leave one here for my mom because she's staying here. And I made a couple other salad stuff and everything. But normally, sometimes I prep on the weekends. During the summer, I've been a little lazy on that. I've been kind of just going, I always make ground chicken breast. I always cook that up. I always cook up shredded chicken. That's always in the refrigerator, so I can throw that together with anything. I've been really into, even before, like a couple weeks before the new podcast of kefir, I feel like that's really helped me a lot with my gut. It seems to, so I try to have that for sure. That's like part of my breakfast every day. Okay. So, you know, but I'm more of a, summertime, I'd say I'm more of a fly by night, fly by the seat of my pants.
Yeah. That's okay. I wax and wane with that. There's sometimes where I'm just like, I got everything. My fridge and freezer are stocked with all the things already done. And there's sometimes it's just like, you know what? It's going to be fine. We're just going to make this happen, you know?
But that's the good thing about THM is you can make it happen. It's not like you have to worry about prepping. And so many of the recipes are like very easy that you can throw it together. If you, you know, if you really want to make something, it's not going to take you hours to throw together.
That's right. I agree. There are some that are like that, but I feel like there's way more that are not. I really do. You know, and I have a new batch of level 1 one-on-ones this week, and several of them are brand new, and they're just like, I don't know what to cook. And I'm like, no, don't go in the cookbook quite yet. Just hold on just a second. Let's talk about bunless burgers. Let's talk about grilled chicken and sweet potatoes, and, you know, just real simple things. And then we'll baby step into those recipes, because that was something that overwhelmed me when I first started, was, you know, all the letters, and then feeling like I had to eat like 7 times a day, you know, and that really stressed me out, because I had little ones, you know, and baby, oh my gosh. But once I figured it out, I was good to go. So it's really, really good. So besides lazy lasagna, what's one of y'all's favorite dinners?
Well, myself, I'm basically, I would say more or less not out of the cookbook. It's just like meat and like vegetables that I can actually like have a good vegetable and put a little butter on it and make it taste really good instead of having a bland vegetable. But I'm more that way. I'm not a real big dinner. John usually eats something little. He's not a real big dinner person either. So we really are light on dinner. Sometimes it'll just be, you know, like do a yogurt with granola or something in it, you know? So I really don't, I'm not a big dinner person.
Okay. All right. What, when you did the candies and things at the holidays, what were some that you did that were on plan?
I did, gosh, I can't remember the names of them. I should have wrote it down.
It's okay. I might can help you figure it out.
The caramel, well, it was the caramel with the chocolate and then the nuts on top, and you make the pan and you break it up.
Yeah.
That one.
Yeah.
And then there was another one with coconut was it coconut in it? I think it was. Yeah, coconut with peanut butter and chocolate. That one was
Those the
really,
no-bake cookies.
did I do? I'm trying to think. I
It was
don't
a long
remember.
time ago. It was okay.
I don't remember. I know them 2 candies because I still had some in the freezer and I actually took a piece out the other day.
That's so funny. So the first one you talked about, was that Brianna Thomas's Christmas cracker toffee?
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because I did that in holiday, which I'm sure you did. Bless your heart.
And her nuts were really good too.
Yeah. Yeah.
The nut recipe, I made that for everybody, loved them. And I actually,
Is it nut clusters? Is that what it was called or something?
no, it's
Yeah.
like the spicy sweet.
Oh, yes.
Oh,
Yes.
they're
Those
so
are so
good.
good. You're right.
I
You're
actually
right.
made them for people. Then afterwards, they asked me if I could make a batch and they'd buy them off of me. I'm like,
Wow.
you
Okay,
know,
sure.
like the recipe. No, you do it. It's really good. Okay. It's really easy. So, but okay. But yeah, they were really,
Awesome.
yeah.
Awesome. That's awesome. So what does your typical day look like? I know y'all don't eat a heavy supper or anything like that, or dinner. But what does the rest of your day look like starting out?
Normally in the morning, I get up first thing. I always get up and make John breakfast before he goes to work. So I get up and I'll have my trimmy then.
Yes, girl.
And
Do you think of me?
yes, I do every single time. And actually for the weekend, I packed my little things that I could take my trimmy. So it's all ready to go. I actually, when I went to Aruba last year, I took everything for my trimmy in the morning and my frother. I have a to-go frother in a little packet, in a little cute thing that I take. John thinks, now he makes my trimmy for me in the morning while I'm making his eggs. But yeah, so I do my
precious.
I do that first, and then normally he goes to work, straighten up, clean up a little bit, whatever I need to do around the house. Then I get dressed. I'll either go out for a walk run or I'll do a video. I need to do more weights, but I have a hard time. I like cardio, and I know I gotta get more weights in there because of my age.
Okay, I'll tell you how to do cardio with weights. You do them fast. Sorry, I couldn't help it. Because you know I love weights.
I know you do.
You just do them faster. That's how you get your cardio.
But yes, I do. That's what I need. But then I'll go out. Sometimes I'll do 3, sometimes I'll do 5. Just depends on the day. And then I come home, make sure laundry's all done. Might go to the grocery store, go walk around somewhere, which I find I really shouldn't be walking around stores much anymore because I pick up more stuff, and because of not working anymore, I really don't have that full income coming in anymore. So I really shouldn't be doing it. So, so I don't do that a lot. And every time you go to the grocery store, it's ridiculous.
Yeah.
Anyway, so then I come home and kind of like sometimes I like doing the flatbreads or just play around with something in the kitchen most of the time. Journal. Then by then John's almost coming home, and then we eat a little something for dinner and hang out. I crochet sometimes when I, get a little bored there. But that's, as far as food, lunch is normally huge salad with ground chicken, and I do nutritional yeast, onion powder, and some MCT oil on top.
Okay.
That's my fave.
You go, girl.
Then normally snack in the afternoon. I used to always make sure I had some kind of THM cake or something made. But lately I go back to the trimmy because of somebody else who has it in the afternoon. I don't know, but.
I was going to tell you something about Wes. The other day, I was super busy. Like, it was back-to-back calls, and people came in last minute booking calls for the one-on-one program. And I was like, oh, my stars, I don't have time to make it. And he was making coffee. I said, hey, babe, can you make me a trimmy? He was like, yeah. Which one's the trimmy? And I went, collagen. He goes, oh, your coffee? I said, yes, make me my coffee. Whatever. It was so funny. He goes, so that's what a trimmy is. I went, yep. He was like, well, it's just your coffee. Just tell me you make your coffee. I said, okay. It was so funny. I love it. Well, good. Okay. So I'm glad you do that. It's
Yeah,
so good.
it is good. It's very good.
It's simple. You don't have to think about it. Praise the Lord.
For a while, I wasn't doing the left, whatever you say it.
Lecithin. Uh-huh.
Yes. I feel like my tongue's like wrapped in a ball when I try to say it.
Yeah,
But
that's hard.
I wasn't, but it makes it really creamy. It
It
is
does.
really good with that in
You
it.
know, I still haven't filled my container back up.
You
I
didn't.
I will do that as soon as we're done. Okay, I promise. But yeah, so I washed it out. I was cleaning out, my coffee cabinet. I cleaned it out a couple weeks ago, and that was one of the things that needed to be refreshed. I still hadn't done it.
Well,
I
I
haven't had
actually
it.
refreshed mine was because I wasn't using it, so it got hard in there.
Yeah.
So yeah, so I threw that out, washed it out, and
Yep.
refilled mine. So,
I just hadn't got there yet. I hadn't done that last step. Important thing.
but it is really good with that. It does make I think it makes a difference in it. I
It
really
does.
like
It
with
does.
that in it.
Yeah, yeah. Very good. I love it. So how does John feel about the Trim Healthy Mama food in general?
John's okay. John's pretty picky. The one thing he does do is his wrap because he does the extreme wraps. So, he'll do the turkey and in the wrap. So, but he's a pretty picky guy. So he doesn't realize in the morning when he has his eggs, he doesn't eat bread. So basically he's eating there.
Yeah.
His lunch is normally always a peanut butter sandwich and he only eats Skippy. So
That's
forget
so
it. Not even
funny.
going there. So
Nope. Just let him be, man. He's gone his whole life. He's okay.
and like I try little things, he'll try little things, and sometimes he likes them. He loves the apple muffins.
Uh-huh.
He
Pearls?
does. Yes, Annie Pearl's apple muffins, he really likes them. Blueberry muffins, he really likes them. He's
Which
more
one
the
do you
sweet
do?
guy. Yeah,
Which
so I can
recipe?
get that for him. So
Which recipe do you use for blueberry? That's okay. Come on now.
sorry, I don't know which
Why are you, Bonnie? I think Trim Healthy Cookbook or Table, one of them has a blueberry muffin. Do you use it out of one of
I
the
think it's
cookbooks?
a cookbook, pretty sure.
Oh, okay. Okay, good. All right. Proceed.
But that's what I mean, that's basically, he's not a real, he'll eat some stuff if I put it in front of him, but normally he's his own person.
Yeah,
Can't help
that's all
it.
right. That's all right.
You know?
I know you do Trimmy. Do you do any of the sippers?
Well, the one everybody
GTS?
does. Yes, that one I do. I've done the what other one did I do? I don't do a lot of sippers. I try to do basically water a lot because I also have suffered from just one in my lifetime, just this past year, a kidney stone.
Oh man.
I tried to just do a lot of lemon water for the most
Yep.
time because that's what they told me. Make sure you
right.
have the lemon water to, that you don't. I just had an ultrasound and there's no more in there. So we want to
Good.
keep it that way.
That's right.
But so I really try to basically water for the most part is my,
Very good. Very good. And I love, and you were talking about your exercise. That was great. I'm so proud of you for doing that.
Well, and the weird thing is when that Jimmy, his name was in Aruba, when he told me, it's your job now. It's like, so I tell other retired people that. I was going to say old people. I tell other retired people that, and they go, that's a good way of looking at it.
It really
like,
is. It's a marvelous outlook.
It's
It
like,
is.
it is. It's time to take care of yourself. And it's so funny in Aruba because I'll usually go and walk the beach. I'll do like 4 miles on the beach or whatever. And they have yoga. I also do the water aerobics. But they have yoga, they have Pilates, all this stuff. And I'll watch him walk over with his mat and he'll go, I'm going to work when I'm on the beach. So he's going over
to take care of himself.
Yes, to do one of his Pilates already. And he goes, did you work today? I said, yes, I did. I was on the beach walking, I worked. So that this past year, it was fun how, and sometimes he'll even call me now and we'll talk. We have such good friends that for the past 15 years now, that like this weekend going up to Rhode Island, they're Aruba friends and we have friends coming in from Massachusetts. And we're all getting together.
Aww.
And then we'll meet up again in May,
That's awesome. How long do y'all stay when you go to Aruba? How long do you stay?
2 weeks.
Wow. And y'all go to the same place every time?
Yes. Yeah, it's a timeshare.
Oh,
We have
okay.
2 weeks, but we actually have a month, but with John, with working, we can't stay
Oh,
there a
sure.
month. I don't know if I could stay away a month though.
Yeah, that's
Kind
a
of a
long time.
homebody. But according to John, the day he retired, the year he retires, we're going for a month. I'm like, yeah, okay, we'll see. But I'm usually done like 10, 11 days. I'm like, okay, I'm getting that itch just to be back home.
Yeah.
But so yeah, we own 2 more weeks. So we own 4 weeks, May, June. So, but 2's plenty for me to go.
Sure.
Like,
Sure.
you know.
That's awesome. I love that. Do y'all have grandkids?
Yes, I do. John, this is his second marriage and mine also. And I
Mhm.
can tell you about my husband. That was my God moment. So I'll tell you about my husband. But
Sure.
I have my granddaughter just graduated from high school. So she's 18 and
Uh-huh.
I'm taking her actually in October to Aruba. That's what she wanted. So we're taking her in
Wow.
October 1st.
I would like to go to Aruba. What do I need to do for you
You
to
want to
take
be my
me?
daughter too?
Yeah, sure.
But yeah, so we're taking her October 1st to the 8th to Aruba. So that's my granddaughter. And then John has a daughter and she has 2. She has Colton, Colton's 7 months,
Oh,
and
baby.
Grayson is 5. So I have them 2 also.
Yeah.
So they're my grandchildren.
Yeah, very
Yeah.
good.
So can I go into my whole, I just like, I know
Sure.
like my God, this is where I became like a true believer. When I said Kevin was my pleasant surprise, we weren't going to have any more children, my husband and I. We were done. They were older. Johnny was 11, Mandy was 14. It was, and I
Yeah.
ended up getting pregnant with Kevin.
Uh-huh.
So when he was born, he was in 2nd grade and Carl passed away at 39.
Oh my goodness.
So it was sudden. Didn't know anything was wrong with him. He had a heart condition, which we never knew. And he died suddenly at 39. So Kevin
Wow.
was in 2nd grade. Mandy and Johnny were both older.
Yeah.
And so I had to like kind of pick up everything. And I feel like the dear Lord gave me Kevin because my other 2 were older, driving and, really on
Living
their
their
own
own
in so
life.
many
Right.
ways. So he gave me Kevin to keep me going and to make me stronger because
Mm.
I had to be that parent. So I had to, like step up and really be important to him and my biggest thing with him was I wanted to make sure his life was normal as
Yeah.
much as I could, at that time, and be there for him. And I couldn't let him see me crying all the time. I couldn't let him see me, not wanting to do stuff or go out. So I feel like God gave me him to keep myself going and to keep myself, like he's always been my precious. My other kids call me here and there, every week or whatever. I hear from Kevin every single day.
Oh.
On his way to work, he calls me and talks to me. And his wife, that they just got married, his wife
Yes.
says, "How can you call your mother every day? What do you talk about?" And he goes, "I just talk. I just tell her stuff and she just listens and listens." So I did a really good job with all 3 of my kids, but with him being so little, I feel like I did really good because he grew up to be a very healthy, strong, driven child. And, so I just feel like God gave him to me for that reason. That's why I always say he was my pleasant surprise because he
Yeah.
was
Oh,
my baby.
so sweet.
Yes.
Well, I'm so sorry for your loss.
Thank
And
you.
then how did you meet John?
My cousin, it was like a year and a half, Carl was passed, and my cousin ran a restaurant, fancy restaurant, and I used to help her like coat room sometimes or do whenever she was shorthanded. And she was like, "Bonnie, I need people for a wedding." And I'm like, "I don't want to do a wedding, Diane." And she goes, "Please do it." And I'm like, she goes, I'll put you with the bride and groom. And like, here I am a year and a half after my husband passed. And like,
Right. You really want to be with the bride and groom.
so I'm like, I really don't want to do it. She goes, you need to do this. Come on. So I'm like, okay. So I did it. And this is the weirdest story of how John liked me. But anyway, so
I love it.
I was really tense. I was really worked up a little bit about doing it anyway. And the DJ said something to me. I kind of snapped at the DJ, and John was there. That was his second job. He worked, in office, and he would fill in to make extra money. So,
Gotcha.
so he looked at me and he's like, wow, she's festy.
Little
What's this
firecracker.
about her? So the night went on. I had a good time, like everybody had a good time. Then at the end of the night, we were all cleaning up and talking and everything. And I was cleaning up and I walked over to him and I said, here, I got a present for you. Well, somebody left a dirty diaper on the windowsill. So I gave it to him. Well, he was just so excited about this woman who could do something like that. He's like, it's really cool. So he saw me there a couple other times. And then he wanted to go out and I was like, I just can't yet. I can't. He pursued like for, I'd say probably at least 2 months.
Wow.
And then finally he called me the one day we were working that night together. And he goes, what are you doing today before we go to work? Do you want to do something? I said, I'm busy. He goes, why? What are you doing? I said, it was December. I said, I am going to lay cemetery blankets on my husband's grave and my family. I said, why? You want to come with me? Sure, I'll go and help you.
Wow.
So that was our first date.
Wow. Wow.
And ever since then,
Inseparable.
it's 20 years. So
Oh.
Yep. Ever since then. I mean, how could I not?
Yeah.
But yeah, so we went and then we went to work that night and then I felt like, because it wasn't that long after Carl had passed, like, what's everybody going to think, in town? Are they going to, but I got past it and everybody else did. And my kids love him, and he basically raised Kevin.
Right.
So, my other two were older and, but everybody loves John.
That's precious.
Yeah.
Tell John I said I'm so proud of him. I love that. That's so sweet. That's so sweet. Let's get back to THM just for a smidge. I love that. Thank you so much for sharing that, because that really gives us a good background to you and what's made you. Has there been a specific struggle that you've had in the beginning or any time this past year that you had to overcome?
I want to say yes, but I really don't feel that there has been, because my mind is just like, I'm so
resolved. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm just so happy with everything, like that. I don't have, like I might have struggles here and there, but it's nothing that like stays with me or I think about,
Yeah.
I think one of my biggest things though, and I try really hard to not think about it, is that when I'm being where I am at my weight and being happy with who I am, but I've always been a person to always have to concentrate on losing weight, that I feel like maybe I still need to lose weight. Like I still think that way in my head. Like, wow, maybe maybe I should lose 5 more pounds. Maybe I should. That's probably my biggest struggle, is to be happy with and content with where I am. I think that's, that's one of my biggest things, because I've always had to lose. So I don't know how to just be content being there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And maintain.
Yeah.
I think in practice, you know how to do that, but more in your heart and in your mind, Yeah, that's good. That's good. I like that. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Let me see if there's anything else I was going to ask you about. Do you focus on juggling fuels at all?
I try to have E every day.
E any a day. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. If I can't get the E in, then I make sure it's a full pull. I'll do that. and I know we're supposed to shift them around, but
Yeah.
most of the time my E is in the morning because
Well, it's working for you, Bonnie. It's okay. If it's not broke, you don't have to fix it.
but that's normally, I like my E in the morning. I just gives me, I feel like if I eat an S, I'm hungry. I get hungry faster.
You're backwards of me. I'm the opposite of that. That's interesting.
Yeah.
Maybe your age.
Could be.
I feel like I can say that and it doesn't hurt your feelings.
That doesn't at all. I tell people all the time I'm old. I'm like, yeah, I'm old.
How old are you again?
64.
Oh, not old. Nah.
Well, sometimes it feels it. I
bet.
turned 60. I said, this isn't bad. And people were like, wait till you're 62. And then I was like, okay. It's starting to feel a little different than 64, but I really don't. I try to not concentrate on age. I like to joke about it.
Sure. Yeah. Yeah. I understand. That's awesome.
I like when people don't think I'm 64. That makes me happy.
Oh, absolutely. You're 41? And I want to, but I don't. I just always want to say, how old do you think I am?
Yeah, I know.
I want to know what they're thinking. I don't do it all the time because it can probably be annoying to people, but it's just interesting to me,
Yes, but I do that too, though. But I actually ask sometimes with people. I do say,
yeah,
well, how old do you
what
think
do you
I
think?
am? Then
I'm just going to start asking people. I'm going to be bold like Bonnie, and I'm just going to do it. So what were you thinking?
Yeah.
We were Wes and I were at a store the other night after we went out to eat for his birthday, and we saw a guy. I don't really know him, but Wes does from younger years and growing up and stuff. And he was like, "That's your wife?" And Wes was like, "Yeah," because I think Wes had just told him how old all the kids were and that we have 5.
Yeah.
And I get that a lot. Oh my word, you had 5 kids. And I'm like, well, no, I birthed 3, but we have 5. You have to go into all that.
Yeah.
But which I don't mind doing. It's not a secret. But anyway, that dude, his face, we got in the car and Wes was like, I think he was impressed with me. And I was like, no, it was me. He was impressed. Oh, we got a good kick out of that one. That was fun.
That's cute. But it is, it does make you feel good because like with you, I've showed people your picture and they can't believe you're 41.
Oh, good. Thanks. Keep showing it.
They're like, are you kidding? I said, yeah. And these are her kids. And they're like, them girls, they're that old and they're her babies. And I'm like, yes.
Yeah.
I couldn't believe it in the beginning.
Yeah. Yeah. It's hard for me sometimes, that I have a 17-year-old who's a senior and a first grader all the way down. Wes and I were talking about that the night before school started. I went, hey, babe, you do know we have a senior and a first grader now. He was like, oh my golly, what are we doing? It was so funny. Oh, it was so fun. Knox was our pleasant surprise. He definitely was because we were not anticipating that.
Yeah.
But it all worked out great.
Yeah.
It did. Well, is there anything else you wanted to share with everybody?
No, just that if you haven't tried it yet, you really, even if you're dabbling, just like, get on that boat, get on it, and you're amazing. And that's why I just keep going with you. It's like your little hints, everything about you is like has helped tremendously.
Well, thank you. That's so sweet.
It really has.
Good. I'm so glad. That's why I do it.
I know.
Yeah. I know you know. You've been with me long enough. You've seen all the things.
Yeah. You have to let me know how long it was.
I will. I'll look it up. As soon as I go do my sunflower lesson, I'm going to look that up. And I have a goal. You know me. If I say I'm going to do something, I'm going to do it.
Yes, you will. Yes, you will. That's normally me too. I'm pretty strong-headed that way myself.
Yeah, definitely. Well, thank you so much for sharing your story. I know it's going to inspire so many ladies.
Well,
I'll see you in the live later this week. I guess Sunday night, huh? You want to tell them hi?
Yes, I would like to. I'm going to try to stay up and get on that.
You should.
See everybody.
You should.
I try.
I know it's later for you. You want to tell
it's an hour, but it's really not that. I think I just get to my comfort zone. I get in my bed and I'm all nice and comfy at that point.
Yep.
But I will hopefully be there in the live. And if not, I just watch it the next day and enjoy it.
That's right.
Do you?
That's right.
And
Watch the replay at your
it's good.
convenience.
Yeah, it's fantastic then, because I put you on, I make John's breakfast, get my trimmy, put on my computer. John's like, oh, you listening to Amy? I'm like, yes, I am.
I love it. I love it.
Yeah.
Well, thank you again. You want to tell them bye?
Bye, everybody.
Bye,
Thank you so
y'all.
much for listening to me. Bye, Amy.